Jake, did the Chicago Bears get the right guy in Ben Johnson?
I mean, I think that, they got a very capable guy. I'm not ready to say he's the right guy. He's going to have to show me that. I think that, it's hard to say for the Bears situation who the right guy is. There's a lot of arguments to be made that, Mike McCarthy would have been the right guy. There's obviously, as I've told you guys over the last 2 weeks, a lot of arguments to be made that Cliff Kingsbury would have been the right guy. The things I like about Ben Johnson are obviously his ability to create a great game plan, to put his quarterback in the best position possible to be successful. I think he's shown us that week after week, and we'll get into that Lions loss and what happened with that game. But I think we can all agree that Jared Goff had one of the best seasons he's had, and all the skill position guys were happy with the offensive game plan. So I don't have any doubt in Ben Johnson's ability that way. But the thing that concerns me, and the reason I question whether he is the right guy, is because of what came out through the interview process. This concept that Ben Johnson wants full control of the roster. Ben Johnson basically wants the final say on a lot of things. That would make me a little bit uncomfortable. It would make me uncomfortable if I was GM in front office, that my head coach wants to have that heavy of a hand in the decision-making process with where the organization goes. And we'll see how this plays out, because the Bears have a lot on the line, right? You can't mess this up. And again, I don't think that anyone's going to fault them or blame them or anything like that, or criticize them for hiring Ben Johnson, right? He was the number one candidate in the pool. But what I can say is that if the middle of the season comes around and the Bears are maybe a 500 club or not where they want to be, let's say, then I think, you have to start talking about, well, was Ben the right guy? And is it actually working out? Because now the Bears are in the part of the process where we're moving on from having the wrong head coach and having the wrong guys here and there. Like, no, you have the number one candidate from this year's cycle, and it's looking like you're going to have Dennis Allen as your defensive coordinator. So if that were to happen, there's no excuses for this team not to get better.
Zero.
And that's where I say, like, I love the team. I love Caleb Williams. I think he's incredibly talented and incredibly capable. But like, as usual, we go through this every year, of course. You guys know this. As usual, the draft is going to be a very good indicator of who's running this team.
But here's what I would say about Ben Johnson and why I think this is such a good hire for the Chicago Bears. The Bears competed and won. Ben Johnson could have had any job he wanted. The Patriots, okay, once that went away, Ben Johnson was the lead candidate in New Orleans. He was the lead candidate with the Jets. He was the lead candidate with the Raiders. And he chose the Bears job. I think, number one, that's a big, big deal. Number two, this is Ryan Poles' team. The general manager of the Chicago Bears is Ryan Poles, and this is his team. That's what this says. Because all of this talk about Ben Johnson, as you said, Jake, wanting full control of his roster, that all went away because Ryan Poles is the general manager of the Chicago Bears before this hire and after this hire. And that tells you that this is his football team. And I think those are two very critical points. I think the other thing that is so unbelievable about this hire, he left the Detroit Lions to go to the Chicago Bears. And you look at the fact that Ben Johnson was in arguably one of the best positions as the offensive coordinator of the interdivision Detroit Lions. He left that gig to become the head coach of the Chicago Bears. I think that is significant for the Bears. This is the first time that we can say the Bears competed against every other open job and they won. And while I would have told you, and I've heard so much from NFL guys, that, again, Cliff Kingsbury was a guy they wanted to talk to. As soon as the Commanders beat the Lions, this job became Ben Johnson's job because Ben Johnson was their lead candidate and he was all of a sudden very available to them. And he said yes. And the remarkable part about the Bears hire, I don't know how many people realize this, Ben Johnson never went to Hellas Hall for an in-person interview. Let that sink in. Ben Johnson did Zoom interviews. He did not come to Chicago to do an interview, and they hired him. That tells you Ben Johnson was their lead candidate, and they got their guy. And that's all you can want, because as I've said about this hire for the Chicago Bears, if you're Ryan Poles, the general manager, you have to be bulletproof here, because you hired a head coach with a general manager and a quarterback in place. So it almost had to be a perfect fit. And what did I tell you? This team needed an elite offensive guy, and they got him. And I love that about this Ben Johnson hire. I personally would have waited on Cliff Kingsbury. I personally, unless Ben Johnson crushed this interview, and very clearly he probably did
something right.
I would have leaned towards Mike McCarthy. But the Bears got their guy, and that's all that you can do. Because I think one of the things that really stands out to me about this run, the accolades and the love and the respect and the, oh my God, Jaden Daniels is this unbelievable quarterback who's got the exact same regular season stats as Caleb Williams.
Right.
And I ask you, point blank, for all of the haters who say that Caleb Williams is a bust, okay, put Jaden Daniels behind this offensive line. Take away Terry McLaurin.
Yeah.
Take away the running game in Washington.
Just take away the whole scheme.
Take away Dan Quinn. Take Jaden Daniels and drop him into the nuclear winter of Chicago. And tell me he puts up the same numbers that Caleb Williams does. And I'll call you a fool, because Caleb Williams is the most sacked quarterback in the NFL. Jaden Daniels is not. Jaden Daniels has a superior offensive line, a superior group of younger, faster wide receivers, and a much better running game. And Caleb Williams put up the exact same numbers as Jaden Daniels did in Washington. So stop trying to sell me a bill of goods that Caleb Williams is a bust and somehow Jaden Daniels is a transformative quarterback. The truth is, Caleb Williams is a very capable quarterback who has to be taught how to trust what he is seeing. What his eyes are seeing and what his brain is telling him have to get together, and he's got to get in rhythm and space and time with his wide receivers. And if he does that, if that's all Ben Johnson ever does, this team wins the NFC North 3 out of the next 5 years.
I would agree with that. Yeah, and I would agree. I mean, the Bears did compete, and they did win them. And to further that point, I do like that they were definitive. Again, I said last week that when we were talking about McCarthy and all that smoke there, that if we didn't get an announcement by the end of the weekend, that I would be pretty surprised and I would be a little bit disappointed. But we did get the announcement, and I think that tells me that they handled it the right way. I just am going to be, my only reservation is just his desire to have a heavy hand in molding the roster, because the situation, as you said, the situation's already been dictated to Ben Johnson. The situation is the situation, right? Like, you're obviously, I would be just stunned if you didn't go offensive line in the draft. I just have to assume you're going to go that way. So if the roster looks mostly the same with an improved offensive line, but a, wildly improved offensive scheme, right? Like better play calling, a more aggressive scheme downfield, I have to think those two things bring you into 9-10 win territory as a football team, because the truth is too, you were in a lot of these games.
Your season ended with the Hail Mary.
Right. But my point is, you're in that game. You are 1 to 3 mistakes a game away from being a much better football team. So that's why I'm saying the progression and the improvement can, for this team in this situation, happen quickly. And that's, if you're a Bears fan, what you should be excited about. Now, I would be remiss if I didn't say, damn, how is it not Cliff Kingsbury after what he just did to the Lions? How is it not Cliff Kingsbury with what he's proven to be able to do with a rookie? That's to me, when I saw this hire, I was like, I don't hate the hire. It's a good hire, 100%. But I just would have loved to have seen it be Cliff.
We'll see if this is the right choice. I'm skeptical. Yes, Giggity. I'm skeptical. Call me skeptical, because I think this is really exactly right. You settled for a losing OC instead of Cliffy.
Well,
Ben Johnson's the best offensive coordinator in the NFL right now. Who knows Caleb? Cliffy knows Caleb. You're exactly right. Sounds like they're setting up the Bears for disappointment again. Ben Johnson is everything right now. He's got to produce. He has got to develop Caleb Williams, and they have got to get him a running back. You've got to have a running game. The Bears don't have it, and you've got to have a better offensive. You need probably 7 new offensive linemen.
yeah, you can't tell me that Ben Johnson's going to be a worse head coach than the Flucinator. Come on, dude. Come on.
We'll see. I don't know the mock drafts. The mock drafts are very interesting. With the Bears picking at 10, if Calvin Banks is there, I will jump up and down with.
I mean, you have to take him if he's there. There's no other choice.
I mean, he is an elite offensive lineman, and I love Will Campbell, but I don't think Will Campbell gets out. Like, I'm looking at the latest mock drafts. Tennessee taking Travis Hunter #1. I don't know how you don't. Cleveland, Abdul Carter's probably the exact right guy.
Yeah.
I mean, you could go quarterback. This Deshaun Watson situation, now they're talking about voiding his contract.
Yeah.
Because he did not have on a boot in his infamous now social media video, and then retore his Achilles. We'll see. The Giants at 3, they're taking quarterback.
Yeah.
There's no doubt. Is that Shador's spot? I don't know. We'll see. New England, I don't know what New England does. I mean, I would have to think if you're all in on Drake May, and they are, don't you have to draft a wide receiver? And then Jacksonville at 5, I think that's where the first offensive lineman comes off the board, because Trevor Lawrence does not have pass protection there.
Right.
I don't think there is any doubt that. I mean, he's a guy that will start in this league for 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's tough with offensive linemen, especially guys that project as tackles.
And I also think it depends who they hire as a head coach. I mean, there was a lot of smoke over the weekend about Bob Saleh getting that job.
Bobby.
Obviously the 49ers are way in on Bob Saleh. The problem is that Fivehead is a good quarterback. He's just in a terrible position.
It's crypto guy, please.
Yeah, first team all. I want my signing bonus in crypto guy. I just think he's in a really bad spot. And if you go defense for a head coach again, I just don't think that improves. And so when we look at these mock drafts, I'm sitting here saying, like, yeah, sure, maybe they go wide receiver, but if you hire, Bobby, you're probably going defense. Like, let's be real. Now
you've got to get him an offensive lineman. He has no offensive line there. And looking at Mel Kiper's latest mock draft, he's got Will Johnson, the corner from Michigan, at 5. So to the Jaguars, which should be great, because that means that Will Campbell goes to the Bears. But is Cam Ward? Is Cam Ward a top 10 pick in this draft? I
think Cam Ward's draft stock is super duper contingent on where Travis Hunter gets drafted, because if
they have Cam Ward going #1 overall to Tennessee.
So if he goes #1 overall to Tennessee, then yeah, sure. Obviously, then he'd be a top 10.
Cleveland, they have #2 with Shador.
Yeah.
The Giants would take Travis Hunter #3.
Now, let's look at this a different way, right? Let's say this goes differently than that. I think there's a high probability that's the way it goes. Cam's #1 overall.
You do?
Yeah, I mean, I think that it's a tough pick for Tennessee, because Tennessee is a franchise that top free agents aren't like, oh, man, I want to go and play for the Titans. Like,
how do you grade Cam Ward ahead of Shador Sanders?
Well, because it's the Tennessee Titans. That's how. They're not good at footballing, with all due respect. I don't. In
the comment section, Cam Ward or Shador Sanders?
I would take Shador in the NFL over Cam, but I think for the Tennessee Titans, that has mess it up written all over it, dude. But my point is not to get away from that. My point is, let's say that Tennessee trades down 3 spots, let's say, and they don't draft #1 overall. Then I think the Cam Ward situation gets tossed up in the air, because I don't think that, let's say it's the Giants drafting at #1 somehow. I think the Giants are all over Shador. I think that they're taking him 100%.
I think if there's a team that's going to trade up, it's got to be the Giants. Is there a team in this league that's more thirsty for a franchise quarterback than the New York Giants? There cannot be.
Yeah.
And if you draft Shador Sanders, I don't know how you miss.
But the Patriots are a team to me. You talk about them being all in on Drake May. Bro, if you're all in on Drake May and you know if Drake gets hurt, you've got Joe Milton III behind him. Bro, you got to take wide receiver. You have to. And you should draft up or try to trade up to get Travis Hunter. That's what you should be trying to do.
Dude, he was sacked 34 times in 13 games. I'm taking somebody offensive line. That's me. Same thing in Jacksonville. The Raiders at that point are out of the quarterback market, and you're on. I would agree. Abdul Carter's a transformative defensive.
Who's your head coach?
It's a very good question. That's a very good question.
Because you talk about Ben Johnson and the Bears competing. Tom Brady went all in on Ben Johnson, allegedly. The reports were that Tom Brady courted him heavily.
Tom Brady had a long conversation with Ben Johnson, and Ben Johnson took the Chicago Bears over Tom Brady and the Raiders.
Yeah. So
you figure it out, because I can't. All of this to say I think the Bears will have the ability. The Bears will have the ability to draft one of the best offensive tackles available. And they should. They absolutely should. Mike Smith. Many draft people think Cam goes first. That is crazy to me. That is crazy to me. Mike, who would you take, though? Right? The eye patch. No, Monty. The team down south has 1 billion fans on Earth. Okay. Welcome to the nightmare. Shador is the better QB and should get drafted ahead of Cam.
Yeah.
Cam or Shador? Do you believe? I'm taking Shador all day.
Agreed.
All day. Zona Tucson 93.
Hey, Zona.
Hey, Zona.
Yeah.
Good morning to you, my friend.
Back down the Tucson.
Wasikowski. Lions need a franchise QB. Oh, what a terrible interception. Oh, my God.
It's a bad ball, dude.
Is Jared Goff the problem? Now, I would like to sit here and remind people that there was a point in time on this very here program where certain of us slurped Jared Goff,
such as in like
he was a popsicle on a 100-degree day.
Yeah.
Any mea culpas to offer on Jared Goff?
No, I think he's had one of the best years of his career, and he ended it with a mistake. There's no getting around it.
Okay. The Hawaiian golfer. The Giants will miss with Shador because it's the Giants. And like the Bears, they will find ways to be irrelevant and incompetent. All I'm saying is the Bears go to the Super Bowl or go to the playoffs, be competitive once a decade. Time to do it now. Tom Dean, I heard that McCaskey lost a bet on the college championship game, and now the official name is the Chicago Bears. Okay, the Chicago Bears. Okay. I hope they win like the wins. They have $66 million in cap space. Bears need experienced on the O-line, but you always have to have a stud that you drafted on the offensive line.
Yeah. The best offensive lines always have that. And by the way, I would tell you when we asked the question of was Ben Johnson the right guy, the good news is the draft is extremely straightforward.
Very straightforward.
This is not a draft where you're like, oh man, well, what should we do at 10? No, you're drafting offensive line.
You need a core guy that you can build around.
Yeah.
And every great team has them. Every great team has them. And now I'm not telling you you're wrong. You need the problem is there's not a whole lot available at that point. Like who would you even be? Who would you like? Are you going to draft Teteroa McMillan? No. Are you going to draft because everybody around you is? Are you drafting Ashton Ginty, position of need? No. You're drafting offensive line.
Yeah.
Right. Nobody believes that you in this draft, if you're the Bears, you can't do anything that does not support Caleb Williams in this draft. This draft has to be about supporting Caleb Williams. Because again, if it is true that Dennis Allen's going to be the defensive coordinator of the Bears,
you're in a great place.
Dude, you want to talk about that would be a home run hire for a rookie head coach. A home run hire. That is, that would be amazing. I mean, it would not be as amazing as the calls that Jake got over the weekend.
somehow, some way, I'm apparently a Chiefs fan now.
Stay hard.
Apparently, I'm not really sure how that happened, but
You explain to me how on earth the Kansas City Chiefs got those calls.
Don't touch me there. That, sir, is my no-no square.
Well, the good news is they didn't touch you, Patrick, you little punk ass. Never mind the phantom roughing the quarterback.
which was absolutely a phantom call.
Never mind the unnecessary roughness where they did not hit Patrick Mahomes.
Mm-hmm.
The dive out of bounds. You're disgusting. You're like Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is what's wrong with the NFL and quarterbacks. He's upset because when he, does his little twinkle toes crap along the sidelines and picks up an extra 6 yards, don't you even think about looking at me. My friends, the officials, are going to come back and beat that ass. And what do? Multiple phantom calls go against the Texans in favor of the Chiefs. Did I mention that on that officiating crew, which is an all-star crew, right? That's an all-star crew. On the entire crew, they had one combined loss when officiating a Chiefs game.
Right.
One combined loss on the entire crew. Are we really surprised that the Chiefs got every single call in that game? Are we really surprised that the horrendous officiating that went against the Texans went in favor of the Chiefs? Is anybody surprised by that? Because I'm not. And listen, you can keep stroking dudes, and you can keep making excuses as to why
you got to get stroked.
As to why
Bro,
the Bills are going to go to Kansas City and not get a single call. And why they're probably going to run into the Eagles, and the Eagles won't get a single call in the Super Bowl. And we'll celebrate, oh, Patrick Mahomes. Oh, he's such a nice guy. And wow, this team is great. Fat ass Jason Travis Kelsey, who's in some mock sham relationship with a girl who looks like an alien.
Relationship.
Who looks like an alien.
Bro.
Doesn't excuse the fact that his name's not Tony Gonzalez or Antonio Gates, and the Texans chose not to cover him. Doesn't excuse the fact that Zebra Cheater guy made every call in favor of the Chiefs. So let's recap.
Zebra Cheater guy.
Let's recap. Barbecue in Kansas City sucks. Kansas City on the whole sucks. Gayha Field sucks.
Yeah, we're not making any changes.
And the officials love Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. Thereby, and back to the top, Jake's a Chiefs fan.
I'm not a Chiefs fan.
Who are you a fan of?
The Bears.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
You always do.
Bro,
I'm a
I
Cubs
grew up
fan,
a Bears fan.
and I'm a Notre Dame fan. And, Kobe never went to Eagle, Colorado, because he's dead now. So we don't remember that part. We get it. We understand. I'm probably over the top now. Anyway, the point is,
yes,
how many calls are the Chiefs going to get?
Calls every week.
They're not better than the Buffalo Bills, but they will probably win that game because the officials will help them. And I do not think the Chiefs are better than the Bills. And the Bills will lose that game because of the officials.
Yeah, probably. Honestly, probably. Yeah. I think that, the Chiefs, dude, it's not a secret. And I texted you this while we were watching the game. Dude, the NFL has a very clear picture of what it would like to happen. And, I give a lot of credit to Andy Reid. I think he's one of the best coaches in the NFL all time. I think he's extremely capable, really good with play calling, all of it. And I think you can't take anything away from Andy Reid. I think that the Patrick Mahomes flopping situation to me is disgusting in terms of NFL standards.
But why don't you tell your guy not to flop then?
Because he's not my guy. He's not my guy. Like Patrick Mahomes is regarded as the best quarterback in the NFL. The problem is now I feel like he's going the LeBron route where you're the best guy in the league, and now you want calls that you want calls at a higher level, at a higher rate than you're already getting them, and it burns people out. And I do think that yeah, some of it is like Chiefs fans will write it off too. Well, the league's trying to protect the quarterback and yada yada yada. I'm just simply saying this is no different. Like I watched that game and I was like, yeah, this is no different than the NBA. No, Patrick Mahomes is getting calls that nobody else gets, and yeah, it does benefit the Chiefs immensely. It does. You're not getting around that, and I do think that the NFL wants a Chiefs Eagles reunion. They want it, and they want to run that back. And I think what's really interesting is the NFL understands how to play that game with the officiating. I do think those officials, an all-star crew, whatever, go out on that field and they look for opportunities. They look to say, hey, like even on the roughing the passer call where Pat like slaps
where
his head back
it wasn't roughing the passer.
Right. Yeah. We've
You
established
mean that call?
that. Yes, we've established that.
Is that the one on the sideline where he flopped and faked being touched?
Mm-hmm.
Or is that the one where two of the Texans never hit him and they called
Mm-hmm.
unnecessary roughness?
Mm-hmm.
I'm confused. Which call were you talking about? Which free pass? Which cheating flag are we?
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm not done. I'm just getting started.
Cool. Keep going.
Anyway. Yes, midweek Coug. Tay bribed some refs. She didn't have to. They're all in already. Bills a better team. The Chiefs are missing all their receiving threats. Xavier Worthy. You probably didn't hear him. Neither offense scores a lot, and the Chiefs D is much better than Buffalo. We'll find out. NFL promised the refs some hot dogs off the quick trip rollers. That's Jake's department.
Right. Yeah.
You got to get stroked.
Luis Capazzo. What's up, Capazzo? The officials are into flats and blue cheese.
Right.
Okay. Luis, you got to call your friends in Beaver County. Tell them to leave Monty alone. I'd rather be out coached than getting screwed by the refs. I would agree with that. I would agree. Sir Bob loves because flopping works. I don't disagree with that. Chiefs got all their best guys out there. Yeah, they do. That all-star crew was all of their best guys. I do love the AI videos of Patrick Mahomes necking with the lead official. I do love the pictures of Andy Reid talking with the group of officials before the game, and they like it's tagged Andy Reid coaching up his guys. Because it's true. It's true.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to the nightmare. The refs love KC as much as Jake loves food off the rollers.
Yeah,
that's exactly right.
Man, wow.
Tom Dean, Kansas City barbecue better than Chicago barbecue. Chicago barbecue? I didn't know that was a thing. That turns out is really from Boston. There you go. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Frauds.
I appreciate that. Jaden, stop hating us so much, Monty. I hate the Chiefs. Twinkle toes like Fred Flintstone bowls. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Colonel Inglis, I only watch the Chiefs for Taylor Swift. I mean, who isn't that why we all watch? Tom Dean, Jakey 5-6 loves Patty Mahomes. He does. Do you know how much forearm strength? Never mind. Okay,
bro. What am I supposed to do with that?
Did you get a discount on Diddy's
like,
Diddy's body lotion after he? Look, Diddy. I need Patty Isis. The playoffs are coming. I need that body lotion.
Just take a desk, okay? Just relax.
You're not. So there was a report over the weekend. The homie that assassinated the insurance guy, whatever.
Doesn't make you feel responsible.
Yeah.
Right. United Health CEO.
Yeah, good-looking dude
guy.
in prison.
Yeah.
He's in the same jail with Diddy. And I saw there was like because TikTok got banned. There was a TikTok I saw yesterday about how Diddy's upset that the United Health CEO assassin is getting more attention and people like him. And the other inmates cheered him when he walked in. and Diddy's under death watch. And Diddy's upset about it. Hey, Diddy, here's the problem. Nobody cares what you're upset about, you perv.
Well, Jake likes Mahomes, but no Diddy. You know what I mean?
Capazzo, you got to be on the lookout when driving through Beaver and Milford counties. They have a hiding spot on I-15. You tell me that now. You tell me that now. I already got the ticket for 101. You could have told me before that. It was downhill coming off the mountain.
Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah.
The eye patch. K. Williams is the best QB the Bears have ever had.
Hold up. Who the hell is K. Williams? Bro, did you just... I know you didn't just do that.
Yeah, he did. Jakey 5 to 6 buys a Costco-sized bottle of lotion. Believe he does.
All right.
You know, it's fine. Who? Early line. Commanders, Eagles -6.
Man, I want to take the Eagles, dude.
I want to take the Commanders so bad. I hate Nick Sirianni. I hope he gets hit by a snowplow.
Bro, who do you... is there anybody you like?
Well, now Ben Johnson.
Yeah, and Dennis Allen, the D, you know?
Hey, if Dennis Allen's our defensive coordinator, I won't do the show naked. I mean, it's
no Diddy or anything, but you know.
Is it possible that they could ride the D?
Look how easily he transitioned to making Diddy jokes.
Let's ride.
Mm-hmm. I'm taking the right now. I'd lean Commanders, and you got to take the Chiefs because the officials are going to help them win. I don't see how you can take the Bills.
We show up.
Am I wrong? Here's a question for you: did Lamar Jackson choke like Jake? No. Did Lamar Jackson choke for the Baltimore Ravens?
Dude,
Who are you, Riley Leonard? I love this debate. I was watching. I don't remember what talking head show it was the other day about. Maybe it was NFL Countdown. I can't remember. It's not Lamar's fault. If Andrews catches that ball, well, what do you say about the fumble that led to a touchdown? What do you say about the egregious interception?
yeah.
Yes, Mark Andrews should have caught the ball. It should have been on his chest, not his hip. Yes, Mark Andrews should have still caught the ball. I agree with that. You cannot turn the football over 2 times in a playoff game. Oh, he was way better in the second half. Well, last time I checked, they played 2 halves, and the first half still counts.
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson, and I will say it until I'm blue in the face on this show. He cannot throw you to a Super Bowl championship.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's tried and true at this point, right? I mean, we see it every single year. We every single year. It is, I mean, hell, it's what was it, week 1, right? Ravens Chiefs, week 1, misses them in the back of the end zone. I mean, it's the same thing over and over again. And the hard part is Lamar Jackson is becoming one of these figures in sports that you either love him or you hate him. There is no like, yeah, he's not like Jared Goff, where you can say, yeah, you know, he's a really solid quarterback. You know, you need a good scheme for him to thrive, but you can do some things with him. No, Lamar Jackson is like, hey, he's the best guy. It's John Harbaugh earlier this year in training camp saying that the goal and the expectation is for Lamar Jackson to be the best quarterback the NFL's ever seen when it's all said and done. Like, that's not going to happen until Lamar Jackson stops focusing so much on the running and starts focusing on how to complete passes at a higher rate.
Monty, give him his flowers.
I'm
MVP.
tired and
MVP.
I'm sick
MVP.
and tired of
MVP.
hearing about, oh, well, Lamar dropped 20 pounds so he could run a little faster. Yeah, did running a little
MVP.
faster help you
MVP.
throw that INT?
Well, now they got King Henry, and the guy still throws a terrible interception.
Like, I just don't understand it. And
how did Mark Andrews drop that pass?
How are you in that position where you got to count on an aged Mark Andrews?
Because he threw an interception and fumbled that led to a touchdown.
And then in the post game, you want to talk about, oh, we gotta take better care of the football. No. Take the we portion out of it, Lamar.
Please.
You need to take better care of the football. You are the reason your team lost that game.
Big Papa War Machine. I like that name. Every year, it's some new reason for the Ravens to lose. Fun team to watch. Some mental issues somewhere. Dude, can you imagine being a Ravens
But
fan?
is it really a new reason? Like we talked about this last year with Lamar in the playoffs.
Every year we talk about it.
Yeah.
Every year. Zona Tucson 93. Lamar will win a Super Bowl eventually.
Yeah.
Really, though?
When he's not in the AFC.
Maybe. This time it's not a toe on the end line. Right?
This didn't have anything to do with officials, you getting screwed by the officials.
Yeah. Ravens trade Jackson? Probably not. He's got a massive contract.
Oh, they made that bet. They're going to lie in it, man. He's their guy.
Capazzo, got to go. Have a great day. You too, buddy. Appreciate you being here. Lamar is a regular season dude. It's the way it's always been with him. I agree. Totally agree. Tom Dean, if you think the NFL wants the Chiefs versus Eagles in the Super Bowl, don't you have to pick the Eagles to win, not the Commanders? I don't think they want the Eagles. I think they want the Chiefs to win 3 in a row so that Tay can be on the Super Bowl stage and Travis can get on a knee.
Excuse me.
And
Trav
can get on a knee. And his brother who slams cell phones on the ground can be there, and it's a podcast and we can get engaged, and Tay and Trav Brav, and we're going to be awesome. And
Y'all feel me?
Shut up. I don't want to hear it. Shut up.
Hey, what's the prop for number of times Taylor Swift makes the telecast?
And by the way, Caitlin Clark, screw you. Do you guys see Caitlin Clark sitting with Tay in the box?
Yeah, dude.
I've heard that about Caitlin, but whatever. Yeah, Caitlin Clark all of a sudden is a Chiefs fan.
Sorry if you're offended by that.
The bitterness, though.
God, I hope you never make another 3. Patrick Mahomes. I hate that team. I hate the Chiefs. What is it? Why are they even likable? If you're not a Kansas City Chiefs fan, what is likable about the Chiefs? Go ahead, tell me. As a Patty Ice guy,
dude, I'm not a Patty Ice guy.
He's a fantastic quarterback. I hate the diving stuff.
Yeah.
I hate the complaining. And the worst part is, after all those flags he got, he is still bitching at the officials for more calls.
Yes.
Shut up. How are you complaining to the officials after all of those calls? Jeremiah Champion. Well, if you're a Tech fan, you're definitely a fan of the Chiefs. This is true. That's a great answer. But you got to love Andy Reid. Yeah. There's nothing not to like about it. Patrick Mahomes and his sexual assaulter brother, different story. The Raiders need a QB, Monty. They do. Eric Wasikowski, Clark lost me when I saw her with Tay. So many. Big Papa War Machine. Trav and Taylor relationship seems exclusively missionary.
Wow, bro. Chill, dude.
Wow.
Family program here, dude.
Jeremiah Champion. It's colder than a witch's tit. Morning, everybody.
Bro, it's 9 degrees out right now.
It is so.
It is 9 degrees out. Help me.
You better hope your life does not depend on me hitting a driver straight, because I don't even. I'd be better off with a putter off the tee right now. It's brutal. San Diego State Glenn, right, Monty? Jackson routinely throws badly placed passes behind. He's not great. It is what it is. Jared Jones, Caitlin Clark's been a Chiefs fan her entire life, not at all of a sudden. Hey, man. It's different. If you're a Chiefs fan, I'm fine with that. Why sit next to Tay? Why? Why do me like that?
Tay, I guess.
Why do me like that? I don't need you. Look at the Kelsey's mom. Hug everybody. Bring him home. Where's Patrick's brother? He's sexually assaulting somebody.
Lover boy.
Man,
why do you have to sit next to her? Why put yourself in the same box as that alien-looking woman?
Chill.
Figuratively speaking. Why? Eric Wasikowski, 57 in St. Pete. Thanks for that. What's the temperature where everybody is? Sir Boblov's 5 degrees
Bro.
here.
Dude. No, it's improved. It's now 10 degrees outside. Man.
Excellent.
Wow.
Wait, is Russia is 57 degrees right now? No, it's not. It is not 57 degrees in St. Petersburg, Russia. It is not. UW fan Jim says 26. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, you're in St. Petersburg, Florida.
Oh, that's slight confusion there. It's just a little bit confusing. That's
you're
all.
on the Gulf of America, right?
Yeah, the Gulf of America.
America.
Yeah,
46 degrees in Orlando. Hey, now 32 degrees. Big Blue Horses in Vegas right now jumped on that Commanders line. Do it. And Donuts, we need to fix Monty's hanging back on his golf swing. I don't hang back on anything but the flip.
I'll try to stay calm and not curse.
I worked on my swing Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And Monday. I don't think I hit a good driver all weekend. Not maybe one. It's frustrating. Tom Dean, 0 degrees, -5 wind chill. Okay. No tundra Wookiees in Florida. Just hurricanes. 27 in Waco. Is it really 27 in Waco? 22 in Texas, 58 in the house this morning. Woo.
dude.
Crispy. La Pata, New Mexico, -6.
Dude.
Shaden says -5 in KCMO. Ooh. Matt Ritson, 37 in Sacramento. Sacramento, hello. I miss Sacramento. I loved living in Sacramento, dude. The eye patch. Hey, Boyd Lake, do you even have an NFL team or just bandwagon jumper because they have ties to the team down south? What are you talking about?
Yeah, I don't know what you're
What's
talking
that
about.
got to do with the press of tea in China?
Yeah, I'm not sure what you're talking about there.
Couple other things I want to get to today, real quick. We never talk baseball on this show, but as a long-suffering Chicago Cub fan, did you guys see what the Dodgers did over the weekend?
Again.
Did you what? I'm starting to think they're Ohio State and they bought their championship. See what I did?
Yeah, that was an NIL bought your championship reference.
Tanner Scott signed a 4-year, $72 million deal with the Doyers. And just to add that to Blake Snell, Michael Conforto, the idea that you were able to sign Hae-Seong Kim, so you traded Gavin Lux, who was never good enough, which allowed you to keep Tommy Edman. And now you're in a bullpen that is Scott, Kopech, Trinan, Phillips, and Brazier. That's the best bullpen in baseball. The best bullpen in baseball. And I don't know. Will the Dodgers lose a game this year? Honestly, I'm not sure. I don't believe that they will. I'm not sure they'll be in position to lose a game.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that you want to talk about suffrage? Do the Blue Jays have any fans who survived this offseason? We're getting Roki Sasaki, bro. You are?
Nah.
Are you really? I hadn't heard that. He was never going anywhere but the Dodgers. And I got to tell you, I don't hate this by the Dodgers. You're the Los Angeles Dodgers. What would you have them do? Oh, Monty, how about draft? Draft doesn't win you a championship unless you're the Cubs once in my life. And the Cubs, yeah, they drafted Chris Bryant and Javi Baez, but they signed Anthony Rizzo, who was the heartbeat of that team. Jason Hayward, like all those dudes. It's cool. Everybody's like, oh, dude, you guys won a championship because you bought talent. Yeah, and your team didn't, which is why you didn't. I love this. It's the Ohio State bought and paid for it. Fucking right. Excuse my French. Yes, they did. They NIL'd and portaled better than you. What's your point?
Yeah.
The Dodgers outspent everybody. What's your point?
It's the system. How are they to blame?
Here I am as a Cub fan wondering why Roki Sasaki was never even an opportunity for the Cubs. Why was Blake Trinan never an opportunity for the Cubs? Why is Scott not an opportunity for the Cubs? Because the Cubs don't spend money.
Mm-hmm.
They just want to tell you, oh, look at what we did. Kyle Tucker. Look at we spent in arbitration. Kyle Tucker's not going to be back with the Cubs next year. I know it and you know it.
Mm-hmm.
I know it and you know it. The Cubs have done absolutely nothing. Now, I still spent, almost 10 G's, but the Cubs have done absolutely nothing. So again, explain to me, why am I excited? What am I supposed to do? Well, the Cubs got Vidal Brujan for Matt Mervis. Well, we're saved.
Who the fuck is that guy?
I don't know, and neither do you. Well, the Cubs, I'm just going down the list of the free agent signings. Oh, that's right. We traded Cody Bellinger to the Yankees, and we sent them cash. Okay.
But wait, I thought you were spending money.
Nope. Kyle Tucker. Oh, well, we gave up Hayden Wisniewski and Isaac Paredes for 1 year. Okay. That looks great. Should find out today, by the way, because I am. I'm trying to get tickets for the Tokyo series. We entered to get tickets for the Tokyo series. I'll probably win them and I'll probably go. The Cubs haven't spent money and we're not going to win, but I'll still be there because we got Matthew Boyd. Okay, great. It is so frustrating that I can't have nice things. But Jameson Tyone.
Yeah, I think the Cubs are incredibly frustrating to be a fan of right now. I think the teams that I grew up watching, the energy around those teams, and not even just the World Series team, right? The Chris Bryant Rizzo teams. I'm talking about back in the day, like the 2000s teams, before the energy, before the corked bat happened, or the Mark Pryor years, or like those teams when there was actually something like that you could look forward to. I miss that with the Cubs. And the hard part is, of course, the Cubs have one of the most iconic ballparks in Major League Baseball. And the problem is I almost feel like people know it more now as a concert venue than some, great baseball ballpark. Like going to Wrigley is a great experience, and everything around Wrigley, even if you don't even step foot inside the stadium, inside the ballpark, but you're just around it in the bars and the scene, it's a great place to be. But the Cubs do nothing right now to make themselves competitive. And yet here we are, and what do we get every single day? 40,000 fans, 38,000, sold out crowd every single game. And it's the most frustrating thing because they don't have to spend money. They're still just going to keep raking it in.
And there are bats out there. Nolan Arenado's available. Alex Bregman, who I don't know what you were thinking turning down all that money, Breggy, but Alex Bregman's available. Do we need a third? Oh, we do need a third baseman. Do we have offense? No, we don't have offense either. Bregman hits home runs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Jack Flaherty's still available. That's right. We don't spend on pitching though. Draft the Cubs. Okay, I'll stop. I'm a bitter ass Cubs fan. That's it. The only winning I do in my life is on Prize Picks. That's it. Download the Prize Picks app. Promo code Monty. Now, don't say that I didn't warn you, right? Because I'm telling you that again in the NFL playoffs, Jaden Daniels is a free pick on Prize Picks. He is half a passing yard. On Prize Picks, it's more or less. Will Jaden Daniels have more or less than half a passing yard? Oh, he'll have more. That's a free pick. And here's how you win on Prize Picks. Tonight, I can only tell you that in the NBA tonight, I think one of the absolute steals tonight is Jordan Poole against the Lakers for 20.5 points. You're going to take more, man. You are going to take more. And again, I tell you in the NBA, it's points, rebounds, and assists. And there's only so many different ways that Paulo Banchero can get his 37.5 points, rebounds, and assists, because you're going to take more.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to take more. And there's only so many different ways. And the Lakers are actually interesting because tonight, I love Anthony Davis, 43.5 points, rebounds, and assists. You're taking more. You combine those two with the Washington Commanders starting quarterback, Jaden Daniels, for more than one passing yard, boom. You win. 3 in a flex play, $5, boom, you win. All you have to do is get 2 of those 3 right. Done. Don't say I didn't tell you. Prize Picks. Download the app. Use the promo code Monty to open up a new Prize Picks account. You deposit $5. It'll give you 50 more instantly when you use the promo code Monty. All right, let's get some of your comments in here before we roll. How about Cade Cunningham? Well,
He's been playing well recently, no doubt.
Do they play tonight?
Let's see here.
I don't know.
They do not play tonight.
Yeah, they do not play tonight.
They are off tonight.
Although Cade Cunningham he's won me several times. Brandon Butler, it's Chicago's way once in a ride. 20 years on season tickets for that for 2 decades, dude. If I could have been in the ballpark when the Cubs won the World Series, Dodgers should beat the 116 wins. They really should. High of 20 in St. Petersburg, Russia. Warmer than here. Yes, it is. -3 in Rexburg, Idaho. -15 in Michigan. Ooh. Oh.
Yeah, I'm good.
Oh. Thanks, Rex Worldwide. Okay. Much love to you, Monty. You two have the best unbiased takes I ever hear. By the way, OHIO. You're welcome. 30 degrees in Rio Vista, California.
Rio Vista.
I like it. Red wine 65. As long as the Lakers lose a lot, the Dodgers can do okay. Doesn't matter. Well, that's probably true. Big Blue Horses, Monty. What is the potential long-term fallout of deferred contracts in MLB? We don't know yet. But it's interesting.
The Dodgers will go through a losing period.
They will have to.
At some point, they will.
Right? They will have to.
It's not going to be anytime soon, but they will.
Cubs have no competition for eyeballs in the 9 million person Chicago metro area because every other team there is worse than the Cubs. Hey, listen. The worst place you can be is not winning and not losing. And that's where the Cubs are. Because Tom Ricketts, the owner of the Cubs, will sit up there and he will tell you, we're spending money. We're doing everything we can. It's Ryan Smith, the owner of the Utah Jazz. We're spending money. We're doing everything we can. Look at all the fans that turn out for hockey. There's no more Utah sports thing to do than to declare victory in the NHL 4 months into the season. It's amazing to me.
Yeah.
The worst thing you can do is not win and not lose. Just be in the middle. It's misery. And it's where we as Chicago fans are. Because we don't have a winning team.
Mm-hmm.
We don't. And Donuts, I see that revenue sharing is having an adverse effect at Indiana, a Big Ten school. Lesser schools with limited resources will be crushed. I have no doubt about that.
Yeah.
No doubt about that. Calford gives 50 Monty Show members. Calford, good to see you, dude. Appreciate you. Calford, buying friends again. Hey, man, if you're buying friends, I appreciate that. Monty owes a ribeye. Will Teddy ever get his ribeye? Good old Teddy Wayman.
Nice of him to show up last week.
Yeah, that's right. He was in the comments section.
Yeah.
Maybe I can mail it. Sounds like NHL expanding back to Phoenix, Houston. Phoenix is trying to get an arena. But I'd rather be in the middle than watching half of a league actively try and lose. Well,
dude, talking about this in our members only group, and you're not wrong, bro.
What's that?
That the NBA is unwatchable right now because half the league is trying to be as worse as possible to try to draft.
I think the NBA is in a very difficult place. You don't have, with LeCap retiring in the next 2 years, I think. Who's the iconic star of the NBA after LeBron and Steph leave?
There's not one.
There's not. There's not. And I don't know how you fix that, because in the pooper for Cooper, dude, have you guys been watching?
Stud.
He is dominating. And he's dominating by being unselfish. But when he goes to the rack, done. When he shoots a three, every three ball he shoots looks like it's going in. I like it is. Cooper flag is as good as advertised, and you rarely see that. You rarely see that. Monty owes a ribeye. Teddy is still alive. Has just had a lot of jobs in Draper.
Stay hard.
I can cover for him sometimes, so you can get him the ribeye. Exactly right. Need that ribeye, Teddy. How about those Buckeyes? Trey, go Buckeyes, go. How about them? Good win last night. Good win. Talked all about it first hour of the show.
Yeah.
Make sure you guys hit the like button. Appreciate everybody watching the show. Hey, listen, if you're on Twitter, or excuse me, X, TikTok, SoundCloud, what's the other one? Spotify. Hook it up. Come on over to YouTube. Hit the subscribe button. Give us a like. It really helps the channel grow. Almost 3,000 views and only 92 likes. Boys, hit the like button, please. Sorry, long night. Just woke up. I would imagine so. Red wine. It's okay. OSU wins the Natty. Georgia and Bama don't need to win them all. Exactly right. Bradley Dunkel. Wait. I'm on UHF. Okay. Bradley Dunkel. Woo! Exactly right. Today's that day. Bradley Dunkel. Natty winner. Woo! Exactly right.
Enjoy the day, sir.
It is a great day to be an Ohio State fan. Is college football healthy? Do you guys, and we don't have time to get all the way into it, but did you guys hear about this Xavier Lucas lawsuit? Xavier Lucas, who signed an NIL deal and a collective deal, and Wisconsin claims it's binding, up and transferred. And he's represented by one of the most powerful lawyers in sports.
But how did he transfer? Didn't use the portal.
No.
Just left.
Left and went to Miami. And the funny thing is, there's no rule that says he can't.
It's inevitable that this would happen.
This is the unintended consequences.
Is the transfer portal not a facade, a form of control over players? That's what it is. You're telling them when they can move, when they can't move, when they can do this, when they can't do that. And again, this is the portion of the unintended consequences that, we always reference on the show. At some point, somebody was going to see an opportunity wherever, and they were going to take their chance. And any smart human being understands that these situations take a long time to play out, right? So he's going to go and play and do his thing with Miami, and they'll figure it out. But you better win that case, because if that contract, if that case is full and that contract is binding and you owe money, that's going to be a problem for you. You don't want to be in that spot.
But he allegedly signed an NIL and a collective contract that Wisco says is binding. Did you guys see that the House settlement is about to get blown up too, by the way? So all this for nothing.
Over and over and over again.
It's never over. It quite literally is never over.
Yeah.
And I think this situation, if he wins the lawsuit, the portal is going to end up dying and people are just going to stop using the portal. And I think they're just going to start withdrawing from college and going to wherever they want to go.
Oh, and I think the thing that's very clear in all of this is that people talk whether you want them to or not. Like this whole, and we can get into this more tomorrow, I guess, but this whole thing where coaches cry a river about their kids getting calls, I got news for you, dude. Whether you cry a river or not, those kids are getting those calls. Like, it's going to happen. And the only thing that keeps a kid in a program is culture and opportunity.
This case.
If he likes where he is and his case is full, then he's going to stay.
This case.
But if his case is empty, he's going to go to Miami.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's fascinating. We'll talk a lot about that tomorrow on the show. Yeah, you can enroll and unenroll, and the NCAA can't control that. No, they can't.
Nope.
No, they cannot. I again tell you, we yes, Wasikowski, Underwood will have Michigan back. When do we get a ruling from the NCAA? The only thing Michigan fans should be concerned about is when is the ruling going to come down from the NCAA?
Mm-hmm.
That's the only thing
what does
you
it
should
look
care
like?
about. And what's the punishment?
Yeah.
I agree. The Monty Show, as always, presented by our good friends at The Advocates. TheAdvocates.com. When you need this case, I love that.
Adjudicated.
When you need this case adjudicated, hey, you get in an accident, you get hurt at work today, maybe you get in an accident because the roads are icy and snowy. It's not your fault you got in that accident. Call The Advocates. No matter where you are, get online, theadvocates.com. You can chat with an injury attorney live online, and it won't cost you a dime. 24/7, 365 at theadvocates.com. Congratulations to all of our Ohio State fans. Until tomorrow, say goodbye, Jake.
Goodbye, Jake.